Hi and welcome to another edition of Chart Artist Picasso Charting. What happened to Gary Gensler last night? I mean, how difficult is it to enable two-factor authentication on your social media platforms? We all know by now that when you have a Facebook or Instagram or a Twitter or X account, you have to have two-factor authentication enabled. Perhaps the technology is above, is capable technology limitations. I'm not sure. Perhaps market manipulation. I'm sure you've all seen this article where there was a tweet that was published in terms of the ETFs are approved, and then only to come out later where X confirmed that his account was hacked through a third-party cell phone getting access, and the news was fake. So what that then meant is if you look at the price of Bitcoin, this is what happened. ETFs are approved, the news is fake, and we had a nice little dump to the downside. Okay, nice little red or purple volume in my instance kicking in there as well. So fun and games, market manipulation, a lot of speculation going on, conspiracy, whatever the case might be. I just found it extremely interesting that Gary Gensler's account gets hacked the day before the ETF approval. Okay. Anyways, I thought I'd just share this. I found it extremely funny. Nevertheless, let's move on. What else? TA Analyst compared the 2015 bull run to where we are right now. And when you look at this, I mean, it's never exactly the same. It does rhyme. The markets don't do the same thing, but they do rhyme, where you can see that, from a triangle perspective, we've been ranging, almost touching the top, almost the bottom, the top, the bottom, where here we've consolidated against the top, then we went down, grinded against the bottom for final breakout, another correction, and then we saw the bull market in full force. Will this time be different? It's just interesting to compare what people are speculating in terms of how this bull market will play out, but it never plays out the same way. Okay. I do think from a spot perspective, any pullback, any significant pullback is a great opportunity to add to your spot bags. Okay, so could it be that we're going to grind up here, make perhaps another little wick to the upside or another candle to the upside for a nice deep correction during March, and then grinding up for a possible breakout to the upside? Also, just more bullish sentiment. Bloomberg said Bitcoin ETF approval likely between 4 to 6 p.m. today. Very interesting. That's in a couple of hours later tonight here in South African time. And it's the anticipation is just boiling and boiling and brewing. So very interesting. I actually just wish this ETF thing will now get behind us so that we can see what the price of Bitcoin, or how the price of Bitcoin is going to react to all of this. Another Bitcoin magazine, just in Bloomberg ETF Analyst, all systems go spot Bitcoin ETF approval. Okay, most likely we will see formal approvals today. So we're all just waiting for when this announcement will come out. What else? Breaking, BlackRock cut Bitcoin ETF fee to 0.25%. I do see a lot of tweets circling around where there's now a little bit of a battle between the companies. Who's got the best rates? Who's got the best benefits? The lowest fees? Some companies now offering zero fees for the first 6 months, which kind of tells me that the approval will most likely happen. I think the only thing that will bring a little bit of bearishness to the market is perhaps a potential delay, but not a refusal necessarily. Okay, because I mean, if companies are already fighting about fees and things like that, it looks like the approval in their minds has already taken place. It's just a matter of announcing it to the public. Hash crypto, and another 1 billion USDT minted. For those of you that don't know, USDT is a stable coin, and you need stable coins to buy crypto like Bitcoin and Ethereum, your favorite altcoins, or USDC. There's a couple of stable coins out in the market, but it's just interesting to see how much USDT, which is the more popular one being used for buying crypto, and a total of 3 billion USDT has been minted in the first 2 weeks of January alone. Okay, so definitely a lot of USDT being minted in preparation for the ETF approval. So lots of bullish momentum out in the market. Lastly, what else? When you go and look at liquidity, so little tweet about liquidity, where liquidity has been grabbed from the top and the bottom, and you can see that little spike that we had last night to the upside, grabbed all of this beautiful liquidity, or then a move down, grabbing this liquidity, and now it's kind of neutral at the moment, but I do see more liquidity building up at the bottom, potentially in anticipation for this momentum to the upside for this ETF news to be approved later today. Okay, let's dive into the price of Bitcoin and analyze the situation here together. So today I'll keep it brief and bright. I'll analyze the price of Bitcoin. We can go through a couple of altcoins, and then before we dive in, please smash up the like, subscribe to my video or to my channel so that you can get all future notifications. And another way for you to support the channel is if you'd like to trade with me. I've got my two favorite exchanges, Bybit and Mexi, down in the description. I think I did highlight it over here. Let me just swipe. Okay, when you open my video, down in the description, I've got Bybit, Mexi, also NordVPN to protect your crypto. You never know who's hacking and spying on you. And also one of my tools that I like to use is the Trading View. So we all need Trading View. You need your bag of tools as a trader to be successful. So please support my channel. It costs you nothing and it helps the channel to grow. Okay, so catch my breath, take a sip of water. Let's get right into it. The first thing we need to acknowledge is to say that when I switch on my trend lines, let's just look at the structure over here. The one structure I discussed yesterday is to say that we've broken out of a triangle, but I'm not dismissing the structure over here. Where I did highlight yesterday in my video, we need to stay above for continuation to the upside. Okay, I do have a little momentum that I'm tracking to the downside, and we are now currently consolidating back below this level, which then says that probability wise we most probably going to come back down to the bottom of the channel or even lower if we lose this channel and start consolidating below. Okay, I just want to switch on some daily levels here as well and my daily analysis. What is going on here? So let's go into the 1 hour. You can then see I'm still tracking this momentum to the downside. Know that if we had to break through this trend to the upside, we could potentially see some more bullish continuation. So just keeping a close eye on this momentum. You'll see I've got my alarm set at the moment. Zooming in or a little bit out, you will see that we've bounced on this little support over here, which is acted as resistance, bouncing on it as support. Can we find continuation to the upside? We are now below this yearly level, and probability purely from a technical perspective, without considering the ETF news that's hanging over our heads that could potentially send the price into the moon or dump from here, depending on whether it's good or bad news. I am keeping an eye on this momentum. A successful break with high volume, I want to see us reclaim the yearly level for me to consider bullish momentum to the upside again. So I don't mind waiting a little bit for confirmation before I enter a trade, rather than trying to catch the bottoms or the tops. Okay, so also taking a fib from the bottom, and I am taking this high because I see this as an A, B, C to the downside. So potentially, if this is a corrective structure to the upside, I'm just ignoring this little wick, which was also the fake news, and you will see that this support box is inside the golden zone, which is between the 0.618 and the 786. We also have a nice daily level, untapped daily level here, just below the 786. So if we had to still come down here, definitely an area that I will be watching for potential swing failure pattern. If you'd like to know more about swing failure patterns, how I trade the trend lines, how I practice good risk management, the setups, daily analysis from myself and my colleague Andy, please join our Legends community in Discord, where we post daily updates in terms of the details of how to trade and how to practice good risk management. We look at CVD, we post updates daily, 2-3 times a day. We look at altcoins. So from a YouTube perspective, I'm giving you guys the basics, momentums that I'm tracking, the overall analysis. But if you really want to get into the details of exactly how we execute these trades, please select the link down in the description to join our Legends community. Okay, so I'm definitely looking at this area as a possible bouncing area, also keeping an eye on this daily level. Further up, we also have this daily level over here that was formed yesterday. When I go into the daily and just switch off some of the stuff, you will see that we've had an open and close at the same level with a fresh daily level. And usually probability state, when you form a fresh daily level like we did over here, when we formed this daily level, probability state that you're going to move away from it, which we did. Now we formed a fresh daily level at the top, probability state that we will move away from it first before we go and retest it, which we are currently doing. So those probabilities always surprise me how often they play out. Okay, but let's go back onto the 1 hour. Okay, so just in summary, we are still within this parallel structure where I mentioned yesterday, well, what if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this was a corrective B wave to the upside, and we now gonna start making impulsive waves to the downside. We still have to keep that in mind, is to say that even if we break this momentum line, okay, let me just do this. If you take a fib extension from the top of 5 to the bottom, I can't see the bottom there, okay, from the top of 5 to the bottom, you drag it across, you reverse it, you will see that let me just take the fib out the way. Wrong one. Okay, take the fib out the way. The 1236 and the 1382 are common B expansive targets. So this could be a corrective structure to the upside where we're now going to start building impulsive waves to the downside. So even if we break, let me grab my pen over here, even if we break this trend to the upside and fail to break through this daily level and we SFP for continuation to the downside, this could be considered a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, starting to build impulsive waves to the downside. So we have to see what happens if we do break through this level again, which is also in confluence with that yearly level. We have to find acceptance back above with high volume, not lose this level again for continuation to the upside before I will switch bullish again. But for now, I want to see what is going to happen here, considering the ETF news and still pending as well, right? So although we can build the momentum to the downside, the other scenario is to say, okay, let's just clean this up a bit, is that we are now starting to build impulses to the upside, where this becomes your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside. And the minimum target generally for a third wave is to say that, well, when you take your FIP from the bottom to the top, you drag it, you reverse it. Generally speaking, the 1.618 is a minimum target for a third wave. Okay, so I would expect, let's just take the brushes out here, that if we are building impulses to the upside, I want to see us reclaim even this resistance, the daily level. I want to see us reclaim this area for impulses to the upside. Like I said, I don't mind waiting to enter this trade instead of trying to catch the bottoms or the top. I want confirmation in order to know that we are going higher, which we can see there at the $52,000 mark. And yeah, only time will tell. Let's jump into some altcoins. Unipot is one of the coins that I highlighted in my previous, one of my previous videos, and nice little 34-35% to the upside. We have been tracking this momentum with this downsloping trend, squeezing the price together, finally breaking out with some nice high volume. If you took this trade with me, congratulations. The high is always a nice little profit-taking area. No financial advice. Okay, looking at Link, we are still here. I'm here on the 15-minute. I'm just tracking this momentum here to the upside. Also, I've got my alarm set here just to see, well, can we successfully find momentum to the upside. Home line buys are always the best buys because it enables you to manage your risk better. Okay, GRT, it looks like we've lost this momentum to the upside, so not particularly interested in this trade unless we break back into trend. Okay, ETH looks very strong at the moment. You can see this momentum that I've been tracking to the upside, we've lost it. We retested it and it looked like we were going to find more momentum to the downside, which now we found ourselves back inside trend, but currently fighting this resistance. So for me to remain bullish on ETH, I want to see us flip this resistance into support for continuation to the upside. Okay, DOT also still within trend, tracking this momentum, currently being supported, and we need to flip this resistance into support as well. Okay, AVAX, same thing. We lost the trend and currently we're back inside of trend, just tracking this momentum. I'm here on the 1 hour. Switch this off, some more real estate. Let's go into the 4 hour just to see where in the structure we are. Okay, just tracking this momentum to the upside. We are being squeezed here, which could obviously, depending on the news on Bitcoin, can send us down, or nice little momentum to the upside. Also, Bonk is one that I've been mentioning in a couple of my updates, finally breaking through with some nice green volume kicking in. Last coin on my list is AR, just tracking this momentum also here to the downside. We have lost the trend, but this could be a beautiful retest of this daily trend that I've been tracking here. Just zooming out, waiting for it to load. Okay, this could potentially be a beautiful retest, so I've got my momentum line over there. Just want to see what's going to happen here. Either we're going to lose this trend and find support here by the 618, but still definitely a load up zone in terms of spot for me on AR is to say that any pullback I am adding to my spot position. Okay, cool. That is basically it from my side. Thanks for watching. If you've watched until now, please smash the like and subscribe to the channel for future updates. Until the next one, cheers for now.